Every protagonist has that moment. You know, the moment everything the intro has been building towards, where everything that we've learned about them so far just comes together, and that character becomes someone we can't help but root for. In some series or films, a character is established early, while others take their time and let their characterization simmer. But when it happens, when it finally hits that boiling point, you're already invested. You're in for this ride, bought into this character in this world story, no matter what. And in Hat Atelier Episode 3, I think we have that moment. I'm Dom, and this is the moment a good main character becomes a great one. Spoilers for Hat Atelier Episodes 1 to 3. When does your favorite character become your favorite character? It's always really interesting to me what goes into the setup and payoff of a character, especially in the first act or early episodes of a story. We don't just immediately love characters, there's a lot of factors that come into play. Character design, dialogue, goals, motivation, and even things that are less definitive to a story. Their tone, their humor, do we relate to them? How the rest of the cast reacts to them, their way of speaking, their character archetype. There's an infinite number of factors that go into characterization, and it's really telling which factors a story chooses to focus in on. You don't just turn on Breaking Bad and care about this guy in his underwear. You need to know why you should love Walter White, why you should care about this character meeting their goals for better or worse. And in anime, the same rules apply. You can see Goku or Luffy or Naruto, but not really know why you should care about them, aside from being the protagonist. That is, until that moment. That moment where the character just clicks. And it's completely subjective. The moment a character becomes someone you want to see succeed is going to be different for everyone, but that's what makes good stories last. Ideally, there's not just one moment, but several that you can point to as character-defining action. But that first one is always going to be a little bit special. Coco is the first named character we see in Hat Atelier. Well, aside from Frederick. What up, Frederick? Coco is a lovable character from the offset, full of curiosity and enthusiasm for the magical world she lives in. And as an audience surrogate, fish out of water sort of character, we learn the nature of this world and the rules of magic as she does. Coco's kind of our window into this world of witches, and I think right from the start, she's a really good character for that. I've already talked about why I love Coco in my other Hat Atelier videos, so this is likely nothing new for longtime fans of the channel. But if you're new here, hey, hi, hello. I have tons of Witch Hat content you'll probably like if you enjoyed this video, so give those a watch. In episode 1, we get a few great hints as to who Coco is. She's someone who loves magic and witches, sure, but she's also someone who would never abandon her mother, who tirelessly practices things she has a passion for, and whose natural curiosity is something that can't be satiated. Before credits roll on episode 1, we already have really interesting character traits and flaws, hints to who Coco is. There's a point in every story where the main character meets their first point of friction with a plot, a test, and when this conflict arises, it's time to sink or swim. Everything we've learned about a character up until now, those hints, need to come together to give us something satisfying as a reaction. In a standard 3-act story structure, this has the incredibly apt name of Plot Point 1, but maybe a better way to think of it is the point of no return, where a protagonist hits full send on the life they've now chosen, doubling down on who they choose to be, and paying off those hints of characterization. It's the point in the story where that character, those hints, come together like puzzle pieces, arranging perfectly into a moment. In episode 2, we begin to learn about Hat Atelier's world, the very basics of the magic system, contraptions, and rules around forbidden spells, how no magic can be drawn on the body. We learn how magic reacts differently to not just what is drawn, but how, in what direction, and how even unintentional marks can result in creating different spells. It's our first time realizing that maybe there's more to this magic system than we thought, and the gears might start spinning with ideas of our own of how this magic system might come into play later in the story. But put a pin on that for later. With Kiefer suddenly called out of office for the day, Agathe challenges Coco to her first trial, something that deliciously we come to learn should be impossible at best and fatal at worst. Coco, on her very first trial, completely in over her head, is totally doomed. The point of no return in a story, at its core, is a test. How will a character react to the conflict in front of them, and either stay true to what we know about them, or subvert what we think we know about them? And truly character-defining moments come from a character's answer to this challenge. It's Luffy giving his hat to Nami. It's Naruto stabbing his hand, proving his resolve. It's Laios doing whatever this is, but then actually doing this when the moment counts. It's Frieren shedding tears. And it's this first test, not just in Coco's witch career, but in the narrative, where all of these plot threads, all of these hints start coming together, firing like synapses. Coco can't give up because she would never abandon her mother. Her tireless practice has actually afforded her a very specific talent, wrought from hard work, and her natural curiosity challenges her, and us, with a question. What if? What if we took the basics of magic that we've already learned and applied them with a technique Coco has already mastered? What if a lifetime of practicing straight lines for seamstressing was a transferable skill to drawing magic? What if, in this world, drawing a straight line, charging forward, is akin to a superpower? What if there was more than one way to fly? And if you haven't been sold on Coco as a protagonist before, I would challenge you to not be sold at this point, where everything comes together to one of the most stunning scenes of anime we've seen all year, and to be honest, maybe one of my favorite scenes in anime or manga, full stop. Coco soars through the sky with her very own spell and ingenuity and grabs the flower from atop the Dada range. It's beautiful, it's triumphant, but above all, it feels earned, because everything has been building to this moment, and it's executed like pure magic. And then, when Coco returns and gets the pointed cap of a real witch, it doesn't feel like it's just her that's won. It's all of us. I've been Dom. This has been Hat Atelier. Wait, who the hell is this guy? That can't be the guy. Has he literally been watching Coco this whole time? Is what I would say if I hadn't already read the manga. If you made it this far, thank you so much for checking out the video. A big thanks to my patrons over on Patreon and my YouTube channel members. Their names will be on screen, and thank you guys so much. Every patron and YouTube channel member is one small step I can take towards doing this full time, so I appreciate everybody that signs up and supports me in doing this. But you don't just have to do it out of the goodness of your heart, you actually get something. I have my first time watching and reading Delicious in Dungeon, watching and reading Hat Atelier, watching Frieren, and just watching and reading a growing collection of anime and manga. So if you like my live streams, want to support the channel, want to vote on maybe future series that I cover, the Patreon is the best way to do so. Okay, for real this time. I've been Tom, this has been Hat Atelier, and until next time.